This is Shred, and today I'm going to show you a secret to memorize intervals. I remember reading about intervals shortly after I started playing guitar. The problem was I could never remember them until I learned this simple trick at music school. I learned songwriting, composition, and music theory for free at my Discord community below. All my tabs, courses, and direct access to me and my composer friends. Now the trick I learned in music school was to associate each interval with a popular song. This is like the greatest cheat code ever. Now you can just think of a song to identify any interval. So here's how it works. Check this out. If you take the 5th fret of the G string, that's a C note, right? If you go up a half step, that is our smallest distance in Western music, the minor second. Just let that sink into your soul for a minute. It's like a ominous, evil, foreboding sound. Very dark, emotional quality here. That's how it looks on the staff. You got that C and then the C sharp up a half step. Listen to Metallica's Wherever I May Roam to get a feel for this interval. Now check this out. Here is Metallica's Wherever I May Roam, and there it is right there, that minor second interval on 7 and 8. There's a little trill, devil's trill if you like. The notes are E to F. Of course, F stands for fuck. Major second is 2 half steps and has a neutered, neutral kind of sound. Just listen to that. What does that make you feel? Allow the musical emotions from this data to sink into every fiber of your being. One of the UK's biggest metal bands, Judas Priest, uses the major second interval in their track, Respecting the Law. Breaking the law. Now here it is, a climb right up the minor scale. You got A to B. It happens right there in those first 2 notes. And then it keeps going up to the 3rd in the scale. Beautiful melody. The minor 3rd is 3 half steps. And this interval forms the basis for all minor tonalities. If you add that 5th, then we have a C minor chord. It's instant sadness. It makes me want to weep right now. Now the first metal band Black Sabbath uses this interval in their song Straw Man. Iron Man. Now look at this right here. These first 2 power chords are the minor 3rd interval, and I can make this even more clear if I delete those top 2 notes. Now you can really see that's a minor 3rd right there, from this note B to this note D. Moving on to the major 3rd. This interval has 4 half steps, and it's what makes any major chord major. You just add that perfect 5th there. Sudden cheerfulness and happiness is overwhelming me. Now, believe it or not, Iron Maiden's Number of the Beast uses the major 3rd in a song about the devil.
Just what I saw in my old dreams.
So you can see it's that first interval right there, which in the tab, talking about right there between the D and the F sharp. And Bruce sings this in the vocal line as well. I'm gonna have a fake smile on my face for the entire rest of this day. I'm so happy right now. Arrived at the perfect 4th interval, which has 5 half steps. This one's really interesting because it's not major or minor. We call it perfect. And you can hear it in action in Iron Maiden's Fear of the Dark. What an enchanting melody. And you can see the first two notes in Fear of the Dark are that perfect fourth interval from an A to a D. It's pure magic. There's the A, there's the D. Of course, D stands for damn, what a great song. We've come to a pivotal moment in our intervallic journey, the tritone or the augmented fourth. This is Diablos in Musica, the devil in music. It's a very dissonant, abrasive sound. You can hear it in action in Black Sabbath's Black Sabbath. And it has 6 half steps in between these notes. And of course, if you play 6 3 times, you get 6, 6, 6. Now here it is right here. You can't really, it's between these two notes right here. It's a descending tritone. So when you come down from this G to that C sharp, that's the tritone right there. Now I love this interval. 7 half steps is the perfect fifth. It's just such a stable sound. It's what holds major and minor chords together. Very soaring quality. It's oftentimes something a vocalist will sing for a strong entrance. Listen to the Star Wars main theme actually to hear this one in action. So here you go. Star Wars, the first 2 notes is that perfect fifth. It's perfect. You got a B flat up to an F. Now this is great. The minor sixth is next. 8 half steps. And it has a very sad, dark, foreboding quality. I used to drive my mom nuts by playing Crazy Train over and over again, which uses this interval. Check it out. What an incredible riff and a great sound. So the actual minor sixth interval in Crazy Train happens right there. So it's not at the very beginning. That's it. That's the magic note. And I think a lot of us metal guitar players sort of gravitate towards that interval because it's like a power chord shape, but just 1 extra fret up. And it really gives you a sense of forward momentum and motion. The major sixth, 9 half steps, a very rich sound. And this is great for guitar solos, just moving 6 around actually like this. Very common sound that you'll hear. Hear it in action in Michael Jackson's Man in the Mirror. The major sixth interval right there from this G note up to the E. And this is like an old nursery rhyme, My Bonnie Lies Over the Ocean. So another song you could use. 10 half steps is a very special interval. This is the minor seventh. It has a very hypnotizing quality. It's one of my favorite intervals. You hear it in film scores a lot. It's just kind of ambiguous. It's not really pulling you in one direction or another. Very interesting sound. And you can hear this in action in Alice in Chains' Man in a Box. Now here's Man in the Box, an epic riff, and just straight out of the gate you're getting that open low E string against the 5th fret of the A string, and that's your minor 7th right there. The major 7th is really interesting because it has like an abrasive quality to it, yet it's called a major 7th interval because inverted it's actually a minor 2nd. Very interesting fact about this major 7th interval with 11 half steps. If you add it to, let's say you have a major chord, add the major 7th, it smooths it out, it becomes very charming. Listen to Aha's Take On Me.
Take on
And here you go, right in the chorus. It's very unusual for a song to make such a big skip. But here we are. Now we have finally come full circle with 12 half steps. We've completed the musical scale with the octave. And this is just the same pitch, but double the frequency. And you can hear it at play in the pounding, ruthless, driving Immigrant Song by Led Zeppelin. I love the Immigrant Song. It has such a driving vibe to it. And here you can see that octave interval right there, actually. F sharp down below and then up an octave to another F sharp. Now I want to know in the comments which track was your favorite interval song. At first I was like, why the fuck should I learn intervals? But over time you start to realize they form the very basis of things like scales and keys and chords. It's also a massive help when you're soloing. I love you, intervals. Learn songwriting, composition, and music theory for free at my Discord community below. Come hang out in the chat and chill. We'll talk about music and fingering the G string. Until next time, shred until death.